corner nations rise, with fire burning in their eyes, a tapestry of hopes and fears.
The road to the FIFA World Cup, it's always just epic, isn't it? Watching nations fight for that spot.
It really is. And the qualifying journey itself, that's a massive story, especially in Africa. It's this long, hard test.
Yeah, a real test of skill, strategy, national pride, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And today, we've been digging into one specific journey. Ghana, the Black Stars, and their push for the 2026 World Cup.
Right, looking at the materials, the reports, trying to piece together their campaign.
Our mission really is to, get a clear picture. Where do they actually stand right now based on what we've seen? What's the path forward?
And what makes this Ghana team, this particular campaign, interesting?
Yeah.
What are the unique elements?
Exactly. All aiming for that big prize, the 2026 World Cup, hosted in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Huge stakes.
Immense. Qualification, it's not just about playing in the tournament. It means resources, exposure. It lifts the whole sport back home. It's genuinely transformative.
Okay, so let's break it down. Based on the sources, where are Ghana right now in these African qualifiers?
They're in a very good spot, actually. The material consistently shows them leading Group I.
Leading the group. Okay,
Yeah.
And what's the detail? Points, games played.
15 points. That's after playing 6 matches so far.
15 from 6. That sounds strong. And the sources mentioned a specific recent result that really cemented that lead.
Yes, the 3-0 win against Madagascar. It's highlighted as being pretty crucial for strengthening their position. Gave them some breathing room.
Right, and familiar names popped up on the score sheet there. Partey, Kudus.
Yeah.
Key players delivering.
Absolutely. That win was vital. Looking at the standings we have, Ghana's on 15, Mali's right behind them on 13, and Madagascar is further back on 8. All played 6 games.
Okay, so a 2-point lead currently. Still tight, but they're in the driver's seat.
Definitely.
So with 4 games left, let's talk about the pass ahead. What do the sources say Ghana needs to do mathematically to guarantee that World Cup spot?
Well, the calculation seems quite clear. They need 7 more points.
7 points from the remaining 4 matches.
That's it. 7 points, according to the sources, gets them over the line. And interestingly, it would guarantee qualification even before their very last match.
Secure it with a game to spare. That'd be nice for the nerves. What are those last 4 hurdles?
Okay, so they've got Chad away, then a big one, Mali at home.
That's huge. Against the team just behind them?
Exactly. Then it's the Central African Republic away, and they finish up at home against Comoros.
Not straightforward at all. That Mali game really jumps out, but it sounds like the team has a very clear mindset. There was a slogan mentioned.
Yeah, it's pretty blunt. There is no alternative to a World Cup ticket. Leaves absolutely no room for doubt about their objective.
Wow. That's intense focus. All right, so they need 7 points. Let's talk about the team itself. Based on the sources, what's their style? What makes these Black Stars tick?
Well, a key theme seems to be balance. The sources emphasize a solid defensive structure, calling it key in qualification football.
Makes sense. Keep it tight.
Right. But they don't just sit back. They combine that solidity with, creative attacking play, trying to find ways through.
And presumably drawing on players competing at a high level in Europe for that.
For sure. That experience from top leagues, it's invaluable. Dealing with different styles, different pressures, the sources highlight their versatility too, being able to adapt.
Adaptability, yeah, crucial in qualifiers. But is there an area flagged as the key challenge or area for improvement?
Consistency, that's the word that comes up. Maintaining performance levels across these final 4 very different high-stakes matches.
That's always the challenge, isn't it?
It is. But they do have history on their side. The sources mention their pedigree, 4 African championships. That counts for something.
4 titles, yeah, that's a strong background. But the sources also seem to dig into what makes this specific group unique. What else stands out?
Several things layered together. You've got that history, yes, especially the 2010 World Cup quarterfinal run. That sets a standard.
Rates expectation.
Right. Then there's their mental strength. The sources point to how they've apparently bounced back from the disappointment of missing out on AFCON 2025 qualification.
That shows resilience. That's important.
Very. And then there's this interesting mix that sort of African flair, individual skill, combined with European tactical discipline, probably from where the players play.
You see that blend sometimes.
Yeah, and a mix of ages, too. Experienced heads alongside younger, exciting talents, plus, the passionate fans, the tough qualifying games making them battle-hardened.
Mm-hmm.
And even a mention of a strong goalkeeper development program helping that defensive structure. It's quite a few elements coming together.
It paints a picture of a multifaceted team. I'm thinking bigger picture for a second. The 2026 World Cup itself is different. Expanded format, more African spots.
Yeah, huge change. 9 direct spots for Africa now, plus 1 playoff chance. It definitely increases the opportunity.
And Ghana, being ahead in their group,
is well placed to grab one of those spots. The sources even compare their 2-point lead favorably to some tighter groups, mentioning Ivory Coast and Tunisia facing closer races.
So, bigger opportunity, and Ghana are in a good position. Leadership must be key here. What do the sources tell us about the coach, Otto Addo?
His narrative is very much framed around redemption. For himself, for the team, especially after that AFCON miss. This World Cup campaign feels crucial for him.
A chance to turn things around. How's the second spell been going overall?
Well, the sources mentioned it started a bit rocky, only 2 wins in his first 10 games back. But since then, the focus has been on rebuilding morale, confidence, creating a positive feeling.
And it sounds like he's had backing from the Ghana FA. That stability helps.
That's highlighted, yeah. Giving him the space to work. His tactical approach seems clear. Refocus everything on the World Cup, teamwork, that defensive solidity again, and being clinical, taking chances when they come.
And it wasn't just Addo mentioned in the coaching setup contributing defensively.
No, Fatau Dauda, the former keeper, now goalkeeper coach, he's credited with playing a significant role in organizing the defense. Specialist input.
So for Addo, this isn't just another campaign, it's personal.
Very much so, it seems.
Yeah.
Getting this team to potentially back-to-back World Cups after the recent setbacks, that would really define his tenure. That determination is apparently felt within the squad.
So pulling it all together, if they get those 7 points, they qualify. What's the feeling from the sources about their potential impact at the World Cup in 2026?
Cautiously optimistic seems fair. They're seen as poised to make an impact if they qualify. Just getting there would be huge, completing that redemption story, boosting national confidence.
And it really feels like the tough lessons from failing to qualify for AFCON have been learned and channeled into this World Cup push.
That's exactly the link the sources make. Using disappointment as fuel, basically. Becoming stronger, more resilient because of it.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive. Ghana leads Group 1, 15 points. The magic number is 7 more points from 4 tough games to reach the World Cup in North America. We've looked at their mix of defense and attack, the blend of experience and youth, that unique historical context.
And the central role of Otto Addo driving this redemption mission. The sources give you a really solid grasp of where things stand and what the final push involves.
It really does. It's a fascinating point in their journey. So maybe a final thought for you listening. Considering Ghana's history, the coach's story, this expanded World Cup format, if they do get those 7 points, what kind of impact could this particular Black Stars team realistically aim for on that global stage? Something to ponder as these crucial qualifiers play out.